You're watching
Two Girls, Two Real.
We're a Miami podcast
with two dynamic women
who have been friends for 20 years.
We're both moms.
You're about to learn we have no filter.
Kate is a married mother of 3 and a businesswoman.
Anna is a single mom who is moving and shaking Miami's sweltering real estate market.
We won't apologize.
This is our raw take on life,
on love, and on everything in between. Nothing's out of bounds.
Let's go. Hi guys, guess who's back?
2 Girls, 2 Real. I'm Anna.
I'm Kate, and you guys are watching 2 Girls, 2 Real. And today's episode will be, go ahead, Anna.
Can you be friends with your exes? Does that really exist? And if so, how do people do it?
Okay, interesting topic. I know the opinions, obviously, just like with any other topic,
a lot of people are traumatized from the exes. Some are friends with all of them, but I don't think there's a set formula.
Right. But I guess what we can do is we can talk from our perspective, right? I mean, general understanding of how it exists in our minds. I'm probably gonna be a boring one on this subject because
I did all the dating. She married her high school sweetheart and it worked out and they're still happily married. So
yeah, I've been married for almost 20 years and haven't had that many exes really. So
the lucky
but
one.
Anna here is a little more experienced, so I think a lot of information will come from her. But just to kind of get things started, I do have an opinion, right? So I think
that you do.
I think that generally speaking, yes, you can, but and what are the conditions, right? I think that, like in your case, if you share a child,
which case? Oh, the child case.
Yeah, the child case. The most important case.
The
I
most
guess,
important, yeah. Like
from all the exes,
of course.
If you share a child, then please do elaborate on this one. It makes things like almost like you better find a way, right? I mean, maybe you don't necessarily have to be friends in that situation because friendship is also kind of something that people define on different levels.
It's different.
But you definitely have to find a common ground where you can communicate and function as mature adults for the common goal, which is well,
you can function as adults if you have a child, or you can just genuinely have a friendship. In my case, I would say I have the best of both worlds. My son's father, yes, in the beginning it wasn't always so simple, but I think we've come to a point where we genuinely just want each other to be happy. And he just, he's always been there. And if I need anything, I know he'll be the first one to call. And not a lot of people understand this dynamic.
But is he a friend, though? Because here's the thing, though. Definition of a friend, right, in my mind, is that, yes, of course, if you call him, he'll pick up, he'll be there because, let's be honest, I mean, his child also lives with you. And then a lot of times you calling him could be for that same reason, right? But is he someone that you feel comfortable talking to about your things that have nothing to do with a common child?
We do. I mean, if there's something that I'm going through, I know I can confide in him and he'll be honest and tell me his side as a man, always looking out for me. Mm-hmm. And there were instances in the past where, the person I was with, they didn't understand the dynamic. Like, well, why do you have to be friends? He's just the father of your child. But guess what? He's going to be there for the rest of our lives. So why not have a genuine friendship?
So in your case, you actually genuinely enjoy that friendship.
Yeah.
So you would say it's a genuine
There's
friendship.
There's no boundaries crossed, none of that nonsense. And we just respect each other. But I know that he's a friend.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's like the only one I think I would say.
And I also think a lot has to do on the type of a relationship you've had when you were in a relationship in the first place, right? If you broke up and it was a mutual decision just because, the relationship just ended and you mutually decided that, then I think there's a higher chance of being able to remain friends with that person. as opposed to, one person got left heartbroken
Sure.
and bitter, and of course not gonna wanna
There's
be
always
in
going to
a
be one
friendship.
person bitter. It's usually the case in the beginning, but then like I say, time heals everything. And if people are mature enough to get past that, eventually, and it's not. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like across board like this, but it can be. People can get over it and then just be cordial as long as you could be cordial. But like in my case, we passed the cordial and we're just genuinely like have a friendship.
And but you would say that it like, obviously depends on what
It
kind of
depends on
relationship.
the person if they're, not everybody's mature. Like not everybody
And
puts their
also-
child first.
It depends on the current situation too, because
Sure.
think about it. If you're in a healthy relationship with your partner and they remain being friends with their exes, it's something that not everyone can really handle.
Sure.
Because
Been there too.
yeah, I mean, from even my perspective, right? I mean, I'm married. I've been with my husband for a long time, but I don't know if I would like. Again, it depends on what level that friendship is, right? I mean, if it's something that there's common friends involved, and once in a while you would see your ex, and just it's a cordial relationship, then it's okay. But like, if your ex is your close friend and you're sharing everything, I'm not. I think that that's a little bit too much.
It's a little different. Like I don't remain friends with any of my exes in past relationship because once the chapter is done, like I don't go back. Like out of sight, out of mind. And I can't say, oh, it didn't exist. It existed, but there's no need to go back. I don't need to have coffee with you. I don't need to talk to you about what. Like we're done. Maybe I'm just like cold-blooded, like you say. Like once that's it, it's over. I don't know. No more.
But maybe
Aiden's father is the only one that is like an actual ex that is still in my life. That's it.
Was there any situation where you would say like, no way I would see myself even ever communicating with this person because I learned that they're not the type of a person that, I would even want to talk to?
When you say communicate.
I mean,
like if I'm single and if like, it depends who reached out and for what reason, but probably not.
okay.
Probably not.
So basically, your take on this is there's no reason to communicate with your ex.
For me, unless there's like business involvement or some mutual reason. Other than that, it's like, for what?
Yeah, like my my ex-boyfriend, obviously is not
From
part
second grade or
it's not part of my life in any way, but I genuinely, hope that he's doing well and everything is
Sure.
okay. But I think that, there is no friendship, obviously,
Right.
because it was just,
Listen,
I think
if
it's
I-
one-sided.
if you see them if I see anybody on the street, like I'm not gonna be an asshole. I'll say hi. I have no ill intention. I wish everybody well, but I don't need to be a friend. Want to be my friend?
And what if you're with someone that continues to, but they were, so you're with someone that continues to be friends with their ex, but they were friends before you even got in the picture? How you would handle that
if
situation?
they already had a friendship before I got in the picture, like I would like to understand the dynamic. Like what is there that you guys have that you're still. I think I'm a little bit more open-minded, so I would just understand under what circumstance. Is it
But
because
he would set some boundaries too, right?
there would be
Just,
boundaries just for respect. Like I can trust. I have to trust that I'm with you and you're not gonna do some shady shit. But like if they're friends, like I would like to be a part of the friendship too. If it's important to your life, like why shouldn't it be for me?
I have a few, 2-3 guy friends, right? That I've had many, many years. They're married now, and it would be stupid to think and say that, oh, our friendship hasn't changed, right? When you already have a significant other, especially when
it
it's
evolves in different
of
ways.
course, you cannot continue having the same friendship. It does
Well,
get
because
affected.
because of time too. Like, if you would just hang out more when they were not married or involved, like the same wouldn't apply now. Because
Right.
they're married, they have different priorities. You can invest the same time. But yeah, all friendships evolve somehow.
Yeah. Interesting. And then, but then there's people that they couldn't work out in a relationship and they're much better off with being friends. And then some end up being with friends with benefits, and that works for them too.
The friends with benefits, that's
You
another
know,
topic. I
So
wanna
that's
get into that
another,
one.
yeah. But that
Well,
happens
friends
a
with
lot.
benefits, Miami style, because there's different ways to.
True. But sometimes that happens too, because you know that, like, in a relationship, you guys are not good together, but you're much better off as friends.
Right.
That happens too.
Yeah, yeah. Did I have anybody that I can just like be friends with from the? No.
Maybe when you were younger.
Maybe when I was younger, and you don't think about these things, but like once a person is involved in a mature and healthy relationship, I don't see a reason to go back to an ex to be friends with them unless it was already there.
And yes, and I have heard people say, "Oh well, out of respect to my current partner, I have cut off cut off all communication with my ex."
Yeah.
Just because.
I actually had a similar situation that some time ago. I was friends with this one guy, but we've been friends from like college days. We were friends and we kind of dated, but it wasn't anything crazy. But we've always maintained a friendship. Yeah, it was, some boundaries crossed here and there, but whatever. We always had that, chemistry, I would say. And then when they got involved, like they just totally stopped communicating with me. I'm like, well, we can leave that to the side. Like, we're still friends, no? He's like, well, I wanted to be respectful. I didn't want to. I'm like, that's fine. But if you would have told me you're involved, I would have respected that, and we wouldn't, go back to the habits that we had. He's like, oh, I never thought about it. But I'm like,
Yeah.
so sometimes people assume that just because that happened, that the other person wouldn't understand. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And not everyone is also able to kind of, continue a friendship. They cannot be like,
Well, if there's a
just
threat,
friends,
if
maybe.
another person's threatened by the friend or whatever,
Yeah.
that could be the case.
But I don't think it has anything to do with insecurity. I think it's more of people just don't want create extra headache for themselves.
That
They
could be,
rather
like, no
out of sight,
drama.
out of mind
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. Like, I don't need this. This is I have my current situation. I need to focus on
Yeah.
that, and that's where it's at. Like,
Yeah.
instead of just
Because I've been told once, well, like if they know I'm friends with you, I would have problems. I'm like, what did I do?
yeah.
Like, okay, fine, but yeah, it depends. But all in all, I think that if once you moved from that to go back to have a friendship, probably not a good idea.
I see. Yeah, I mean, I guess
Unless it's like a social, like I have friends,
right. You
that,
see, and then
but
you can't.
they're in social settings. That's something from the past. But it's different. It's not like a one-on-one.
Right. Yeah. And and it's also, I guess respecting your current situation has a lot to do with it. And then some people just want to, leave the past behind and
Right.
then focus on the new.
Sure.
Which is never a bad idea, honestly, whether it's friends, exes,
Of
or
anything, yeah.
yeah, keep going at it with a clear mind. So,
There's, no set formula, but
okay. So I guess no friendship with exes.
no, probably not a good idea.
Probably not a good idea.
But unless they're
There
the,
are
the- they're
exceptions,
the
but-
parent of your child, and
Yeah.
maybe worth exploring to just at least be cordial.
Yep. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you for next episode.
It's 3 3:05. We have
Yeah,
another.
we have a
like,
little bit.
good
Let's
10
just
minutes.
continue.
Like-
Like I'll ask question
Like-
and then you guys can just.
But then you're gonna be on our panel. Did you bring a change of clothes?
But he's not gonna see.
Oh, you're not gonna be.
He's
in the
not gonna
camera.
be seen because I've seen that too. Like they kind of like an audio. Okay,
Yeah, like an audience.
let's do it.
Like pretend like we never stop rolling, but then we're just. Like who
Just
is
do
he?
a really, really Hispanic accent.
Que hola.
Back in Cuba?
But he wasn't. You were born in Cuba?
No, he
No, he
was
was
not. How is your Spanish? Like,
I never heard of it.
It's like 90%. Yeah. I wrote, thank God for that. I wrote songs in Spanish for major artists. So
In Spanish or in Cuban?
in Spanish. They will call it in Cuban. Though.
Yeah, because of the
They're from
dialect, it's
Venezuela and
different.
Stuff, so they fix my Spanish.
It's different, yeah. The different Latin countries, they have their own dialect.
yeah, I like this free flow.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
It's,
Talking about exes still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? No?
like a hard no, because you're super traumatized. Or like what goes
But
around.
why a no? Can you go deeper? Can you go a little deeper than just a no?
Once the chapter ends, it's like you're not gonna go back and be with that person and be friends. It's like it's done.
Okay, so you're like
there's no
close it.
need to go back
There's
to.
no need. Like if you guys broke up, you broke up for a reason. So there's no
Yeah.
need for it.
But what if you were not good romantically together, but you were good as friends?
So me personally, I have a 6-month rule.
A what rule?
6 months.
6-month rule,
I
like
have to date you for 6 months before I actually put the title. If we can't make it past 6 months, then I'm not helping you. And then we just stay as friends.
is it
Or
true
maybe
that
not
they
even as friends.
they say that usually a man knows in the 6-month mark that if they wanna like something serious with the woman, or do you guys know
They go
usually
crazy.
like
Girls
before?
turn crazy after.
Turn-
You can't hide your true intentions for 6 months. That's
No,
not happening.
that's
So
true.
You can't hide all your behaviors or antics or any person you have talking to.
For more than 6.
Something's gonna come up to the light. So 6 months is like my golden rule.
Okay.
What about you, sir?
I like that. I need to apply that one. I'm gonna apply that just to, if my current relationship doesn't work out. I'm adopting that one. Yeah, I think exes is you should never go back to ex. I think that new people bring new things out of you. You learn new things from different cultures and different habits. And I think sometimes the person you with you automatically kind of blend with. So if it wasn't blending with the ex before, it's most likely you're not gonna blend ever. And then you're taking away the opportunity to meet someone new and evolve. So every person I've been with, I guess I got involved with the new person for some time. But when evolution stops, then the relationship is over.
Yeah.
So you're also saying no. There's no reason to. Okay,
But-
let's go, Queen. Let's go.
But there are situations where maybe you met someone in your past and you guys had a relationship, but you weren't ready to receive that relationship. So in the future, now
With a
maybe
different
you're ready.
mindset,
Yeah,
maybe
with a
you
different mindset.
evolved
Maybe we're
yourself.
ready for both of each other.
Yeah.
Maybe wherever we were in time, we weren't ready for each other, and maybe that's like, doesn't really happen every day, but that could happen.
But that happens. There's people that they knew each other, like let's say in college or even in high school, and then they were like just nothing happened, right? Because they were on different pages in life. But then years later, they meet again, and they're like, wow, like this feels so right, yeah.
So they messed up.
Going back to your ex.
He doesn't like that.
No, I'm saying like I watched a lot of rom-coms.
That's what it
No, but they do. I feel
is. No, that happens, guys.
It could
like
happen.
people have children and they go marry someone and they've been with them for 12
Absolutely.
years, and then they divorce and then someone comes along that they knew and they're like,
True.
that didn't work out, and then now I'm living my best life. I'm the happiest I've ever been with you.
That happens a lot.
that happens.
Yeah.
Well, I think that typically that happens because I think probably you go back to an ex because of comfort, because it's like something that's like you're comfortable with and it's like a known thing instead of stepping out of your
Like a cushion.
Exactly. So I think the best thing you
Okay,
can
this is-
do as a human being, period, is try to make yourself whole. So you can stand on your own and not depend on like a comfort zone.
True.
I think something that helps me, like I can say this like super transparent, is any girl could break up with me right now and I'll be okay because I feel whole as a human.
As on your own, yeah. So you don't need another person
like I
to
have to
like
depend on
complete
Another
you.
person can add to
Sure.
your happiness, but
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, those are some goals, right? Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you guys. You know,
For
it's
your
always
input.
important
Yeah.
to hear different angles because
Yeah.
everybody thinks. But I guess the common thing here is that no,
Is a no. It's a hard no, right?
yeah, no. There's a little bit of it depends,
It
but it's a
depends.
no. Thank you guys. Thank you.